Good morning.
You feel like you've just been part of the whole show this morning.
This has been fun. Unexpected, but fun.
Unexpected. She got here and she's like, it is so early, but we've woken you up.
I'm awake. I'm awake. With you guys and my diet sun drop, I'm awake.
And Josh, how are you?
I'm doing good, ma'am.
Good. We are talking about the Athens Veterans Museum. You know, someone was up here a couple weeks ago and they said it's the largest one in the state.
I did not know that.
I did not know that either when they were telling us about it, and that's pretty awesome.
But it is quite a jewel. If you haven't been,
yes.
take your family, take your kids. Even the kids will enjoy it.
Is there a favorite that you have there? There's so much to look at.
I love all of the nostalgic items that are there. The kitchen area where they show how things used to be back in war times, how the ladies spent their time.
And they had a lot of time.
Yes.
They worked hard, too.
Yes.
All right, well, there is an event coming up. Tell us all about it.
Okay, so the museum is celebrating its 20th year.
Awesome.
So they have asked us to put together a celebration for them.
Okay.
So this is a celebration show. It's a variety show.
Okay.
It will be held this Sunday, August 19th at 2 o'clock. And it will be at the Athens Senior Center.
Okay.
We have a stage set there. If you're familiar with Poke Salad Follies,
yes,
that's where we have the Follies, and this show will rival that. Okay. It has some live acts. A lot of our local dignitaries are in the show, including our mayor and our sheriff.
They try to get in everything, don't
they? They do, and make fools out of themselves. But there are a lot of live skits in this show, and those live skits were written by my friend here, Josh Denny.
Well, Josh, you're the writer.
He is.
Yes, ma'am.
And what you may not know about Josh is he's quite a historian. So the show has a lot of interesting facts in it, but he's also a comedian. And so it's
now, you've been here and you've been so quiet today.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm surprised.
We've missed out on all that then.
It's all up here. It's all up here.
But yes, ma'am. Just she came to me. I guess it was back around, was it January, about writing the skits. And I think the hardest part about it wasn't writing humor and things. It was just researching to be sure everything was accurate, because since the show is going to be, there's going to be a ton of veterans in the audience. I was never there, so in Vietnam or something. So writing a skit to be accurate about Vietnam, I have to be able to sell it to them. And so, because just like when we watch CSI or something, we go, they didn't do that or something, and you lose your audience.
They can pick it up quick.
Yes, ma'am, and also just making it accessible to people who weren't, in military service.
Wow.
So,
and he's done a brilliant job of that. You have to come see the show. And I want to make it clear that you don't have to be a vet or in the military currently to enjoy this show. This show is for everyone.
So you're going to learn a lot. If you're not that up to date on history, I mean, this is going to be a great time to learn a lot about. Can you tell us just a few little things?
Well, I'll tell you, actually,
Without
two little funny things. When she approached me about writing these things, I wrote all this content and, created all these skits and scripts. And come to find out later on, when she was telling me about poke salads and things in the past that they put on at the event at the senior center, she was like, oh, yeah, they usually just would take these skits from Hee Haw or something. And I'm like, we could have just done that, after spending all this time. But no, ma'am, one of ours is a skit called Potluck. Just because it's a bit of it was a bit of a civil war. I tried to span all the different eras, and it's about a millennial young lady coming to join a homeowners association. We call them the Yellowhammer Ladies High Tea Society. That's what we're called, and she comes and she brings soup to this thing, and come to find out it's a chamber pot, and believe it or not, everybody that we encountered, about half of them would know what a chamber pot was, and then half of them were like, what? I mean, even older people, but then some were like, oh, yeah, that's what that was. And so she brings her pea soup in a chamber pot, and then hilarity ensues.
No pun intended.
So, and believe it or not, our sheriff's in that one, so,
oh, boy.
I don't want to give away all the secrets, but it's going to be, it'll be a hoot.
So there will,
Nick Saban's in there.
Yeah, he might be watching. So there'll be a lot of surprises, a lot of...
Yes, ma'am.
Is there going to be something that children can enjoy, or younger generations can enjoy this as well?
Well, I believe it's accessible really to
All of
just
them.
everybody, because the common theme that just the thread that ties it all together is just that humor. And there are some tears, there's some very solemn and reverent moments, but it's more just a celebration.
Right.
And just like a child would go and watch a birthday celebration or something, this is, it's going to be for everybody. It's going to be humorous to the veterans who lived through these things and had to adapt to these, wartime conditions. I didn't realize it, but they would make coffee with little pea-sized bits of C4 in Vietnam. They would burn it, and you don't want to stomp on it, But I mean, there was humorous things that you find out about that. But it's not just for veterans. It's for really everybody. It's accessible. I made it a point as I was writing it all to just be humorous on the surface. It'll go deeper than that if somebody's into it. And most importantly, you learn about things such as V-mail. They would take these letters to save space, cargo space, and morale was a big thing overseas in World War II. Well, they would take these letters that they would write from the home front, and they would photocopy them, shrink them down, send them overseas on microfilm, get to a processing center, blow it back up, and by the time they've got it, it's gone through all this. And another one of our skits is about misinterpreting that, because one of the funny things about the museum is when you try to read the handwriting, you're like, wow, how did they understand that, And
Penmanship is not always clear.
And so that's one of our skits is called Mail Call, and it's about a misinterpreted love letter from home. So,
Well, wonderful. Okay, this is going to, tell us again, what time?
It will be
begin?
this
2 o'clock?
Sunday at 2 o'clock.
All right.
Tickets are $10 for adults,
Great.
$5 for children 12 and under.
Okay.
And those tickets are on sale now at the Veterans Museum, but they'll also be available at the door.
And also there will be
Get 'em early.
extra parking. We'll have shuttles running from DHR over across from the post office. We'll have shuttle drivers taking people from that extra parking over to the senior center.
Yes.
Don't let it
So,
deter you if you
yeah.
don't want, afraid you have to walk a long way. There'll be people to pick you up and get you to the
But
door.
there's going to be
That's
live
great.
music, live skits. It's going to be,
right.
it'll be, it'll be really,
And for
really
$10,
fun.
all of that entertainment.
It is.
Absolutely. So grab you some lunch and
Yeah. they
buy a
can sit
ticket and
watch
come
a show.
enjoy about an hour and a half of good entertainment and support the Veterans Museum.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
that's going to be good too, and they're building the new facilities, so
Yes.
that's going to be very helpful.
Yes,
All right.
absolutely.
Well, guys, thank you for being with us.
Thanks
this
for
morning.
having
us. Thank you,
We've
ma'am.
enjoyed it and learned quite a bit today, and just imagine how much more you can learn by going to the show. All right, thank you guys. $10 for that ticket. Go ahead and get them early in case they sell out. So go to the Veterans Museum and pick those up. We're going to take a quick break. We have more to talk about. Stay with us.